What matters the most to you? Creativity, a sense of community, equality? If you were going to create a patchwork quilt of your life, what would be on it? Have a look at what we came up with for today's Express.
On today's show,
I like empty spaces.
Bone, Wind, Fire at the Women in Film Festival. Local band Watason's international hit.
Oh my God.
Poco's art exhibit that gives new meaning to the F word.
You don't even break out the duct tape anymore.
And later, the Fitz list makes their own rules at Whistler Bungee.
This is not a day at the spa. This is definitely
See that and more local expression.
Welcome to the Express, only on Shaw TV. I'm Johanna Ward at Poco's Leigh Square for the F word. And I'm not talking about holy fudge or what the frack. The topic is feminism. March 8th is International Women's Day, and although you won't see Frida Kahlo, Georgia O'Keeffe, or Emily Carr represented as part of the 14 artists here, you will see them represented at the 2012 Women in Film Festival.
I like a space to think in. You can call what I do thinking.
Bone, Wind, Fire is a short film. It's 30 minutes long, and it's designed as an impressionistic essay almost of the artist's place in the universe. I use Frida Kahlo, George O'Keeffe, and Emily Carr. It's almost an autobiography rather than a biography. I don't have anyone speaking about the artists. It's all in their own words. We're in their landscapes. It was written through 6,000 journal pages of research, but actors come back and portray the artists in their landscapes. It's shot actually as a perspective of, so the viewer is looking out their eyes.
The process of researching, writing, and directing Bone, Wind, Fire taught filmmaker Jill Sharp a lot about the three artists featured. One of them, Frida Kahlo.
Here was a woman basically horrendously injured at the age of 18 with many operations her whole life in chronic pain, who was able to have such joy, intelligence, and passion around her. And she painted from the inside out. So, you know, she paints her own miscarriage. She paints the most excruciating elements of her inner journey, which most artists, maybe no one at that time, had done in such a way, in a frank expression that she had done.
Direction. That's what I'm after.
What struck me about Emily Carr is that she was such a great voyager. I mean, she went off into native lands all by herself and dug out canoes and steamliners, and she'd spend months in the bush sketching and painting. I mean, she was a true adventurer.
I work on an idea for a long time.
What I was most struck with George O'Keeffe was how she was so consistent in her aesthetic, not only from her paintings, but into her studio and her home. For example, her home is all white. I mean, even her kitchen, white cupboards and white walls. She created a blank canvas in her home and in her studio from which she painted. And it was a lot like the desert that she loved to paint, which was also bright and white.
I like empty spaces. Holes can be very expressive.
Bone, Wind, Fire was funded by the National Film Board of Canada and allowed Jill, who is a painter herself, a unique opportunity to explore the process of creating art.
For me, it was really great to have the opportunity to go through 6,000 journal pages of these incredible artists and go into their homes and pore over their paintings and really try to gain a sense of what their creative process was like, which was quite a delightful process for me personally, and you know, I think I'll be inspired by that experience for a long time.
In Vancouver, I'm Kendall Harris for The Express.
Bone, Wind, Fire is showing alongside The Lost Garden as part of a screening and panel discussion called Portraits. That happens on Sunday, March the 11th, the last day of the festival. You can get more information online at womeninfilm.ca. So we've got film, we've got art with the F word here in Poco, and we've got music. This is the story about a local band who wrote a little ditty about how beautiful Metro Vancouver is. A song that's now a hit with over 150,000 hits.
It's you that makes me feel happy.
Gorgeous cityscapes, stunning sunsets, and snow-covered mountaintops. That's the portrait Tourism Vancouver is painting in this latest online ad. A music video that sees two local musicians having the time of their lives.
It's you that I want to get close to. I want to get close to you like you close.
It's sometimes you can just take for granted everything that's there, but when you get out, and we were forced to involve ourselves in this environment, it was a good experience.
They are Reed Henry and Adam Bailey, also known as Wadasun, a folky pop reggae duo that puts good vibrations first.
It's easy to get into, you know, it's based on simple songs that are upbeat and fun to dance to.
Well, hopefully it's genuine and we represent a good time and, you know, happy feelings, positive vibrations.
Despite being the new face of Vancouver, Wadasun is actually from Southern Ontario. They moved to the West Coast only 2 years ago to pursue music, and it was here the band got the inspiration they craved.
It's got so much natural beauty around it. Just being able to go down to the beach, to the ocean, up in the mountains, being able to get outside a lot and enjoy that has made a difference in our music.
And now Wadasun's music has become the soundtrack to the city. Tourism Vancouver approached the duo last fall, and after months of shooting downtown, around Stanley Park and the North Shore, they've got a world-class video that expresses their love for their new home.
I think this definitely shows a lighter side to Vancouver, and, you know, hopefully people have erased the stigma of the riots, because it's not really what Vancouver's about.
I'm Tim Chung in Vancouver for The Express.
It's you.
The website is wadasunmusic.com. And their name comes from two things that Adam and Reed value the most: water and sun. Wadasun. Now, you know, we meet some amazing people working on The Express, tell some great stories, and do some crazy things like jump off bridges. It's time to talk about that with our Sea to Sky host, Nicole Fitzgerald. I almost didn't do it myself, but once I did, I knew anyone could do it. Right, Nicole?
That's right, Johanna. Even I did it. I wasn't sure at first, so I enlisted the help of a buddy. We threw him over in a wheelchair, right over the railing. Talk about the ultimate adrenaline rush.
Wow, that takes courage and trust. I can't wait to see it. We'll be joining Nicole and Pal on the Whistler Bungee Bridge later, and we'll be enjoying these stories. Stay with us.
And take a little sip.
Top taste from the 2012 Playhouse Wine Festival.
Try the Cab Franc now. People need to relax and let go before the big event, and this is where they come.
Hot springs and cold baths. The Scandinavian way to relax. The Express, only on Shaw TV.
Community programming on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by...
The Express is brought to you in part by Plum, fashion supplier to host Johanna Ward.